Welcome to your beginner and intermediate yoga flow. Throughout the practice today, we'll be recharging our bodies and gaining a sense of balance within the body and mind. So if you're ready to begin, grab your mat and a couple yoga blocks and we'll get started. Wonderful. Let's begin in Sukhasana, an easy seat. Just cross your legs comfortably and sit up tall on your sits bones. Bring your hands to your heart center, Anjali Mudra. Bow your chin slightly as you reach your heart forward between your hands. Close your eyes and take a moment to set a personal intention for your practice today. Wonderful. Now gently flutter those eyes open, and we're going to switch sides. So cross the opposite leg on top and sit up nice and tall. Notice how your body feels a little bit different here, maybe even slightly uncomfortable, and make peace with that notion. Wonderful. Inhale, reach your arms overhead, and exhale, lean over to the right side, reaching the left arm above you. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, reach over to the left side. Inhale, center. Exhale, over to the right. Elongate the side body. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, lengthen. Wonderful. Now come back to center and just make your way into a tabletop position. Have the shoulders directly over your wrists and your hips directly over the knees. Ground down through the palms of the hands and spread your fingers wide. Inhale and reach your heart forward as you look up to the sky, splay your ribs. Exhale, hollow out your belly and tuck your chin into your chest. Curve your spine. Inhale, gaze front, open it up. Exhale, release it over. Inhale, release the belly to the mat. Exhale, hollow it out, belly button to your spine. Inhale, reach your heart forward. Exhale, press up out of your hands. Awesome. Now find stillness in your tabletop and grab onto those blocks, one in each hand. Place them slightly apart under your shoulders and come back into your neutral position. Inhale, press into your blocks. Exhale, step the right foot forward, coming into a low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Allowing the hips to lengthen gently, sink deep into your Anjaneyasana, and try to have that right knee directly over the right ankle. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, draw the right hip back. Pull the left forward. Inhale, lengthen it out. Exhale, sink the hips lower. On your next exhalation, send your weight over your back knee, so over your left knee, and extend the right leg, flexing the toes. Feel free to adjust the blocks here if need be, coming into our Ardha Hanumanasana, or half splits pose. Allowing the spine to lengthen here. We don't want to curve the back and cause injury to our lower spine. Simply allow the hamstring to lengthen and your crown of your head to reach out and away from your hips. Inhale, flex those toes up towards your shin. Exhale, soften deeper into your half splits pose. Beautiful work. Let's take one more inhalation. And exhale, adjust yourself, and then move back into your tabletop position. Wonderful. Inhale, and on your exhalation, step forward with your left foot this time, coming into our Anjaneyasana. Ground down through your blocks, allowing your spine to lengthen even more. Sink the hips lower and lower with each breath. You've got this. Beautiful work. Draw that right hip forward this time as you pull the left hip back. squaring off the hips and allowing for a deeper stretch within the muscles. Wonderful. Inhale and exhale, let it go. Last inhalation here. And exhale, send your weight back over that right knee. Extend the left leg and flex the left toes up to the shin for Ardha Hanumanasana, our half monkey pose. Lengthen the spine. Sink deeper and deeper with each breath, sending love into that hamstring. Beautiful. Inhale and exhale, release, come back into a tabletop pose. Well done. Go ahead and remove your blocks out to the side. Inhale, press deep into the palms. Exhale, tuck the back toes under and send your hips up and back into your downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Beautiful. Keep the knees bent here in this very first downward dog, allowing the hamstrings to soften gently. Spine is continuing to lengthen. Wonderful. Inhale, gaze front between your hands. Exhale, raise the heels, bend the knees, and take a couple steps into your forward fold Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen the spine halfway for Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bend the knees and roll it all the way up to standing. Reach your arms overhead. And exhale, palms come through your heart center. Open. Tadasana. Open hands, open heart. Wonderful. Let's do Surya Namaskara C, Sun Salutation C. So inhale, reach the arms overhead parallel to one another and then press the palms together. Bring your hands to your heart center. Open. Tadasana. Wonderful. Inhale again, lengthen up to the sky. Exhale as you dive into your forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen halfway for Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the hands into the earth or grab onto your blocks here. And just simply step the right foot back into your high lunge, Ashta Chandrasana. Lift up off of the ground, chest reaches up to the sky, arms parallel to one another. In this beautiful high lunge, we want to ground down through the balls of the feet. That left knee is directly over the left ankle. Square off those hip bones. Sink lower and lower with each breath. Awesome job. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the hands on either side of that front foot, either onto the block or onto your mat. And then step the right foot back to meet the left. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, plant the hands back into the earth and step back with your left foot this time. Lift up into your high lunge, Ashta Chandrasana. Beautiful job. Shoulders drop down away from your ears. Create space. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, let it go. Wonderful. One more inhale here. And exhale, ground down through your hands and step back into your Uttanasana forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway for Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bend the knees and roll it all the way up to standing. Reach the arms overhead. And exhale, palms come through your heart center. Open. Tadasana. Open hands. Open heart. Once again. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, dive to forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, plant the hands into the earth and step back into your high plank, top of a push-up. Hold it here as we ground down through the palms of our hands. Squeeze the legs together, firming the backs of the knees. Tuck the hips up into the belly. Engage that core. Keep holding. Ignite that fire within. Crown of the head reaching out in front of you. Keep holding. You've got this. Inhale. Press up out of your hands. Exhale. Squeeze that belly. Inhale. And exhale, keeping your elbows in, we're going to lower to the ground for 3, 2, and 1. Release all the way down to the mat. Beautiful. Untuck those toes and reach your heart forward. Press into the tops of the feet, coming into our Bhujangasana, Cobra pose. We want to reach the heart forward here, pressing up out of our hands. Squeeze the legs together. Inhale. And exhale, send the hips over your knees, tuck the toes under, and send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Beautiful. Inhale, gaze front between your hands. Exhale, raise the heels, bend the knees, and take a couple steps into your forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bend the knees and roll it all the way up to standing. Reach the arms up. Exhale, mountain pose. Surya Namaskara A, sun salutation A. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale as you dive into your forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen for Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the hands into the earth, step back into your high plank. Inhale, reach your heart forward. Exhale, lower halfway for Chaturanga Dandasana, or take your knees, chest, chin to modify. Inhale for upward dog or cobra pose. Exhale, send the hips back, downward facing dog. Well done. Feel free to walk out this downward dog, bending one knee, sending the opposite heel into the mat, allowing the palms to ground down through the earth, shoulders firming down your back. Create space between your ears. Inhale and exhale. Release it further. Inhale, gaze front between your hands. Exhale, raise the heels, bend the knees, and take a couple steps into your Uttanasana forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend the knees, fold it down, and roll up one vertebrae at a time. Hang your head heavy until you come all the way up to standing into your mountain pose, Tadasana. Inhale, reach the arms overhead parallel to one another. Exhale, let's sink the hips low into that chair pose, Utkatasana. As we ground down through the heels here, we want to think about creating one line from those fingertips all the way down past your sits bones. Firming that core, engaging the glutes and hamstrings. Inhale and exhale, come back up to standing, slight back bend and open. Wonderful. Go ahead and face the side of your mat now. Have the feet parallel to one another. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips and hinge forward from your hip bones until your body is parallel with the ground. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, now collapse down into your Prasarita Padottanasana, wide-legged forward fold. Allow the hands to be wherever is comfortable for you here. You can place them on the ground, you can interlace the fingers behind your back and allow your shoulders to open. You can simply rest your forearms gently on the mat. Whatever feels good for you here in this forward fold. We want to focus on folding from our hips, allowing the spine to lengthen and the hamstrings to extend. Inhale, ground down through the bottoms of your feet. Exhale, let's bend the knees slightly and bring your hands back to your hips. Inhale, reach the crown of the head forward and come back into your flat back parallel to the earth. Halfway lengthen. Inhale and exhale, come up to standing, reach the arms overhead, and now keep your feet where they are and simply rotate both toes towards the front of the mat, coming into our warrior two. So bend into that front knee. Right foot is parallel to the sides of the mat, and the left foot is on a sharp diagonal forward. Arms are out in a T shape. Hips are facing that top left corner of your mat, Inhale and exhale. Let it go. Find strength in this Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, sink your hips lower. Inhale, and reach your arms overhead. Exhale, tilt over to the side until you're lengthening as far as you can forward. Reach it further and further and further until you finally can't go anymore, and then place that right hand onto the ground or onto a block, straightening the right leg, coming into our Trikonasana, triangle pose. Open the left hand up to the sky. Inhale and exhale. Lengthen the hamstrings. In this Trikonasana, we want to think about not only hinging from our hips, but also pressing up out of our feet so that we don't collapse into that right hip bone. So inhale, lengthen that spine further forward, and exhale. Let's bend into that right knee and come back up into your warrior 2. Inhale and exhale. Go ahead and face both toes towards the side of the mat once again. Lengthen your legs, place those hands on your hips, and reach your heart forward, halfway lengthen. And then on your next exhalation, collapse all the way down into your Prasarita Padottanasana, wide-legged forward fold. Wonderful. Allow all of that fresh blood and nutrients to flow into your brain, finding that balance and allowing your head to think a little clearer here. Inhale and exhale. Let go of all that no longer serves you. Inhale. Bring your hands back to your hip bones, and exhale, bend the knees slightly and lengthen halfway up. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, come up to standing, reach the arms overhead, and face both toes towards the opposite side of your mat, allowing the left foot to be parallel to the sides of the mat and right foot on a sharp diagonal back. Arms out in a T shape for our Virabhadrasana 2 on the other side. Wonderful work. Bend deep into that left knee, having it right over the left ankle. Standing tall and proud in this warrior 2. Ground down through the bottoms of your feet. Have the hips facing that corner of the mat and the shoulders out to the side. Wonderful. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, lengthen towards that left leg as you straighten it out until you can't lengthen any further forward, and then replace your hand back onto the mat or onto a block and reach the right arm up to the sky for our triangle pose, Trikonasana. Strengthening those obliques here, tighten your core, reach that right arm up to the sky and breathe deeply. Come back to your intention that you set for yourself at the beginning of the practice. Inhale and exhale, bend into that left knee and reach your body up to the sky. Warrior 2. Inhale and exhale, transition back through your wide-legged stance and then step into the top of your mat, Tadasana. We're going to take a couple balancing sequences here, so feel free to do this directly on the ground, or if you want, you can also follow me and place a block underneath your feet here for these next couple postures. So have your block facing the side if you're choosing to use one right now. Have your feet parallel to one another and have your block sideways on the lowest setting. Step up onto your block, keeping your feet parallel and right together. Adjust yourself accordingly, however you feel you need to balance here. Stand up tall and bring your hands to your heart center, Anjali Mudra. Drop the shoulders down the back. Press into your palms. Inhale. And we're going to transition our weight onto our right foot this time. So picking up the left toes gently inch the bottom of the left foot up the inside of the right leg until you're in your own version of Vrikshasana, tree pose. So your leg can be however low or high you need it to be here. Simply find your balance, set your focus, your drishti, and don't look away. Inching that leg higher and higher. You've got this. Breathe. Steady yourself within your center. Challenge your focus. Inhale and exhale. Gently replace the foot back to meet the right. Wonderful job. Let's do the other side. Find your weight onto that left foot and slowly inch the right leg up the left until you're coming into your own version of Vrikshasana, tree pose. You can have your arms wherever you want here, or to find your center a little easier, just keep them in that prayer position. Don't look away from your drishti. Slowly inch that leg up the other. You've got this. Breathe deeply. Come back to your intention. Don't worry about how it may be looking. Don't worry if you have to step down for a moment and then come back up to find your center. Wherever you are today is exactly where you're supposed to be. Inhale and exhale. Release your tree pose. Beautiful. Come back onto 2 feet on top of your block. And go ahead and bring the balls of your feet onto the center of your block, rising up onto your toes. Turn the feet out slightly and have the toes a little bit apart and the heels together, so slightly turned out here. Continuing to hold that balance. Bring the hands together and gently lower yourself into your cosmic egg. So heels together, knees gently apart. And then place your hands onto the mat as we transition into our crow pose. We want to have the knees right on top of the elbows or triceps and reach your heart forward, look forward. Once again, find your drishti and then pick one foot up off of the block at a time, pointing it behind you. Squeeze your abdominals. Find that balance. Wonderful. You've got this. You are completely in control. Don't worry if you have to put one foot down on the block and then pick it back up again. Just simply hold it here and find that center. Find the calmness within. Inhale. Welcome that light and love into your body. Exhale. Let go of all that no longer serves you. Wonderful. Inhale and exhale. Gently release your crow pose. Beautiful work. Go ahead and gently remove the block and sit down onto your mat, coming onto your hips. Reach your heart forward, place the feet into the mat, and lower all the way down onto your spine. Inhale, extend the legs, reach your arms out into a T shape. Exhale, bend the right knee and cross it over the left leg. Look over to the right side for our Supta Matsyendrasana, reclined Lord of the Fishes pose. Allowing the spine to neutralize here after this practice. Release the belly, soften every muscle. Ground down into the mat with your shoulders. Inhale and exhale. Release. Come back to center, using your core, and extend the right leg, bend the left, and allow the legs to fall over to the right side, gaze to the left. Soften the rib cage, soften the belly. Allow yourself to take nice deep breaths here, welcoming all of that energy into your body, soaking up all of the benefits of this practice today. Inhale and exhale. Let it go. Wonderful. Now bring the legs back to center and cross the right ankle over the left knee. Thread your arms through your legs and pull the shin towards your body for our figure 4 pose, allowing the glutes to release and the hips to open. Feel the entire spine pressing into your mat. Breathe deeply. Come back to your intention. Come back to your breath. Wonderful. Inhale, squeeze it a little further. And exhale, release your figure 4, and let's just switch sides. So go ahead and place the left ankle across the right knee, pulling the right leg towards your body, threading that left arm through the legs. Soften your shoulders here. Soften your eyes, your jaw, your eyebrows. Truly surrender into the posture. Opening those hips, compressing the joints. Breathe deeply. And whenever your mind starts to wander, simply guide it back to your breath. Wonderful. Take one more inhalation here. Squeeze your legs further. And exhale. Bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice hug. And then allow the knees to fall towards your armpits. Grab onto the outsides of your ankles or heels. And pull your knees towards the mat, creating Ananda Balasana, our happy baby pose. Stretching out the lower back here. Opening the groin muscles. Softening the hip joints. Breathe deeply and continue to calm the mind as we wind down this practice. Inhale, soften every muscle. Exhale, release yourself from all obstacles. Inhale, drink deeply from the well of life. Exhale, let go of all the negative energy. You are exactly where you're meant to be. Wonderful. Inhale and exhale. Release your happy baby. Hug your knees one last time. Give yourself a final squeeze and then extend the legs along the length of your mat. Flip the palms up to face the sky on either side of your body for our final posture of the practice, Shavasana. Close your eyes here. Allow the body to truly be recharged in this corpse pose. You are strong. You are sufficient. You are enough. Trust in your journey. Trust that you are exactly where you are meant to be at this moment and every moment to come. If you're ready to finish off your practice with me today, go ahead and flutter the eyes open and begin to find movement throughout your body. Gently wiggle the toes, roll your wrists around, and come over onto one side into a fetal position. Eventually press yourself up onto your hips, coming into our easy seat, our Sukhasana. Bring your palms to your heart center, where we started today. And bow down to your own heart. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me in this practice today and doing something good for your body. Feel free to comment any suggestions or requests you might have below. And don't forget to click that subscribe button to watch Mermaid Yoga grow. We'll see you again on the mat soon.